And welcome back to Zanpakuto Theory video. So, we're now hitting the point where we are starting to run low on some of the Zanpakutos. There's still a decent amount of characters we can go through, but they're definitely going to be more obscure, or they're going to be like anime exclusive characters now. Like when we get into Kagerosa from the Reigai arc. We'll talk about him. There was the two people protecting the girl and the I don't even remember the one with the Baibatos, the parasitic ex-Zanpakutos. That one. There was those characters as well. But we still got a couple of the main series characters to go through, so we're not done yet. And yeah, we got like lower rank characters. Like there's another character from Squad 7 who Uryu and Orihime fought, who made like the spinning blades. We'll talk about him, sure. But right now we're on to a really interesting and really tough one to talk about. It's tetsuzaemon iba. And his Zanpakuto. Tetsuzaemon is one of the most unique circumstances of a character for this type of video series. Because we've seen his Zanpakuto Shikai. We've seen it actually a couple times. We do not know what it does. We do not even know its name. And we know he has a Bankai because he became the captain at the end of the series. And I've heard some people argue, oh, maybe he doesn't have a Bankai, or he just got it, or something like that. The requirements for becoming a captain have not changed. There's a reason why when Gin and Tozen and Aizen defected, their lieutenants didn't just immediately become captains. They weren't qualified to become captains. That's not how that works. There are procedures, and one of the procedures is you need to know your Bankai. You need to at least have a Bankai. So that was the case. And so Iba clearly has a Bankai. So the question then becomes, what does this thing do? Because we're not even going to try to guess a name. That's a near impossibility. That's literally a 1 in a billion options right there. What does this thing do? What is the likelihood of what this thing does based on its appearance, obviously, and and Eva's personality? Because the personality of the character does, in some regard, hint to the ability of the sword. Because, obviously, the Zanpakuto is a reflection of you. So, looking at this blade right now, it looks mostly like a melee weapon. It looks almost like a giant scimitar, but then it's got the thing that really strikes me as interesting about the design of this sword, like I think most people would agree, is this straight pointed blade that is jettisoning from the black part of the blade. Technically speaking, the blade is actually the sharp part, but you know what I mean. The black part of the sword jettisoning up. Oh, that at least tells me that must have something to do with it. But the thing about tetsuzaemon is this, that he actually started out in Squad 11 and then moved over to Squad 7 and became a lieutenant. And this is confirmed by Ikaku, because he said it couldn't cut it in our squad. Abandon us to go to another squad just so you could be a lieutenant. So, just by that admission, that makes it sound like tetsuzaemon Zanpakuto is a melee type. Because most of the time, if not all the time, Squad 11 members these days have melee type Zanpakutos. That's like an unspoken rule, mostly. And if you have a Keto type, you probably are just going to be shipped to another squad, or if you don't want to be found out, you'll lie and pretend you have a different type of sword, like Yumajika does. But tetsuzaemon wasn't opposed to learning Keto. He actually did go out of his way to try and learn Keto. As he was talking with, hold on, tetsuzaemon, just wanted to get his profile up here. He was, after him and Ikaku were pretty much just having a rest after their fight, which really was just them enjoying a good fight. Which, yeah, I do dig tetsuzaemon a little bit. Like, tetsuzaemon does have some cool traits to him. It's clear that he did try to learn Keto, definitely. Though, according to his list of, powers and abilities, apparently Kito's not listed under there. That's not to say he doesn't know Kito because he's interested in learning it, maybe. But he does say Kito expert. Because he was working to become a lieutenant, he became skilled in Kito, only because it made becoming a lieutenant easier. There you go. See, this is what's unique about his character. While he's clearly a guy who does enjoy a good fight, he isn't without wanting to improve himself in other fields. So it makes what his Zanpakuto might be on the difficult side. Because on one hand, being in Squad 11, that means he's probably a melee type. But with his not ability, but his willingness to learn new things, that implies he actually might have a Kito type. Or something that's a blend of a melee and a Kito. So my suspicion, mind you, is that as just a plain melee weapon, it's kind of like Ichigo's Zangetsu, where it does have a Kito-esque ability with Getsuga Tensho, which say it's a highly amplified swing. No, that's a freaking energy blast. I don't understand why they call it that. It's like, gives it a highly amplified swing. That's Zangetsu's power. You fired a freaking crescent energy blast. That's a Kito ability. Come on. Though Ichigo is primarily like a melee fighter. I think it's something similar to this, where tetsuzaemon is primarily a melee fighter, but his sword does have a Kito ability to it. The thing about that is, given tetsuzaemon's demeanor and just how robust he is, it's really weird for me to say. I think he might have like an elemental type Zanpakuto. I think he might have something that can manipulate Earth on some regard. Earth's a very solid but still malleable structure when used properly. And I think that fork, I was want to call it? What is that? Hold on a second. Protrusion. That's what the term they're using in the wiki is. That protrusion, I think that has something to do with it. My best guess would be that when he swings, the protrusion focuses his spiritual pressure to the ground, and he just throws rocks around. It can like throw giant boulders around. Something along those lines. Or if he stabs the ground, he can maybe form earth to his blade and just get a giant blade of earth, like compressed rock that even with enhanced by Ryatsu, so it's stronger than even his blade, and just swing that bad boy around. Which would make sense when you think about it. Because against this fight with Ikaku, which we really never saw, it's not like he was trying to really kill Ikaku. And against this fight with Ion, we never see him use a Shikai's ability because there's no earth around to use it on. I mean, there is if he went to the ground, but he came attacking from the sky. So, not the best situation for him. I actually think it might have something to do with earth. It would fit his personality type, a rough, gruff guy, but with the ability to be malleable. Again, like earth, dust, sand, mud, that kind of thing. And I'm just describing ways earth are malleable. I'm not saying that's what it could do. Sorry, I just completely lost track of the sentence I was saying. It fits his personality type, and we haven't seen an earth-type Zanpakuto outside of filler. And even then, we didn't really see much of that for Zanpakuto. We'll get to that guy when we get to him. I would say his Shikai might manipulate Earth in some regard. So then that begs the ultimate question, what the hell does his Bankai do? Well, if it's an elemental type like I'm thinking it might be, and again, I'm really spitballing here because I can only have the damn appearance and his personality to go off of. If it is an earth type, like I'm speculating, then it would be something akin to what we see with like Hitsugaya, like we see with Yamamoto, like we speculated with Kai and Shiba. Rukia's is technically an ice type, but Rukia's is actually a little different than an ice type. It's a cold type. It's not controlling ice, it's actually controlling cold itself. But still, I guess. Chujiro Sabisuke? Yamamoto's lieutenant. Like that's like his was an elemental type. So it would probably just be a much larger expression of the Shikai, but with more variance to it. Maybe the blade changes up a bit. Maybe it does like get longer, and that like maybe there's more protrusions to make it look actually kind of like a giant F-off version of Zabimaru, minus the fact that it extends. And then, you know, he's basically just sticks it in the ground and just starts manipulating Earth to his will or something like that. That could be something along those lines. But again, you're asking me to speculate on the Bankai of a Shikai that I have to speculate on based solely on its appearance, not even knowing the damn thing's name. So, at least with Asane, I knew its name. And knew what it looked like. Same with Elisa. At least then in, Hiyori. At least then I knew the names and the appearance of it, so I could definitely get something out of that. This one I don't even got a name on, so yeah, that is my best guess on what this nameless Zanpakuto does. That is my best guess. Until then, though, what do you think? What do you think this guy Zanpakuto does? Let me know in the comments below. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And the ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero, Magic, What If, anything new on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I got 2 more videos to do, and I'll be done for the day. So later.